It was Halloween night, and the crisp autumn air was filled with the scent of fallen leaves, and the distant laughter of trick-or-treaters. My friends Sarah, Chris, and I decided to ditch the usual costume party and go for a different kind of thrill. We heard about a mysterious carnival that had set up on the outskirts of town, promising an unforgettable experience. As we approached the carnival grounds, the flickering lights and haunting melodies of the carousel greeted us. The atmosphere was electric, with an eerie excitement, a stark contrast to the laughter and joy that usually accompanied such events. It was as if the carnival held a secret, one that sent a shiver down our spines. The main tent loomed before us, its entrance guarded by a weathered ticket booth. The ticket seller, an old man with piercing eyes, handed us faded tickets that felt strangely heavy in our hands. We exchanged curious glances, but shrugged it off. As part of the carnival's mystique, inside the tent, the air buzzed with an otherworldly energy. The dim lighting cast long shadows on the tattered curtains that billowed in the unseen wind. A sense of foreboding settled over us as we navigated through the maze of attractions. One booth caught our attention. A fortune teller with a crystal ball and a sign that read "See Your Destiny." Sarah, always drawn to the supernatural, decided to give it a try. The fortune teller, Madame Leona, beckoned her to sit and gaze into the crystal ball. As Sarah hesitated, Madame Leona's eyes glinted with an unsettling knowing. With a dramatic flourish, she began her prediction, speaking of shadows that followed us and a choice that would shape our fates. Sarah left the booth pale and unnerved, brushing off the prophecy as mere carnival theatrics. We continued our exploration, drawn to the Hall of Mirrors. The distorted reflections seemed to mock us, distorting our images into grotesque caricatures. And these settled in as we lost track of time, wandering through the labyrinth of twisted reflections. Chris, always the skeptic, suggested we try the Tunnel of Terror, a ride promising spine-chilling encounters. The rickety cart creaked as it navigated the darkened tunnel, and the air grew thick with an unsettling silence. The only sound was the distant echoes of ghostly laughter. Suddenly, the cart jolted to a stop, plunging us into darkness. Panic set in as we fumbled for flashlights, their beams revealing a scene straight from a nightmare. Figures clad in tattered carnival costumes emerged from the shadows, their faces obscured by grotesque masks. As the figures closed in, we realized there was no escape. The air grew colder, and the atmosphere pulsed with an unnatural energy. The carnival had transformed into a nightmarish realm, and the line between illusion and reality blurred. In a desperate attempt to flee, we stumbled out of the Tunnel of Terror, gasping for breath. The carnival grounds were eerily silent, the rides standing still, and the laughter replaced by an unsettling quiet. It was as if the carnival had lured us into a dimension beyond our understanding. We made our way to the exit, the weight of the night's events etched into our faces as we stepped beyond the carnival's boundaries. The distant laughter of trick-or-treaters and the warmth of Halloween night embraced us. The mysterious carnival had vanished, leaving behind an unsettling memory that lingered in the shadows of our Halloween adventures, a tale we would tell for years to come. Halloween night was in full swing, and my friend Jake and I decided to embark on the ultimate trick-or-treating adventure. Dressed in our makeshift costumes, we hit the suburban streets, eager to fill our bags with candy and revel in the spooky spirit of the night. Our town, Maplewood, was known for its friendly neighborhoods and well-lit streets. This Halloween, however, promised something different. Rumors had circulated about a mysterious house at the end of Willow Street, a place where the candy was rumored to be the best in town. Intrigued and fueled by the thrill of the unknown, Jake and I set our sights on that elusive destination. As we approached the end of Willow Street, the atmosphere changed. The air felt colder, and the once cheerful streetlights flickered ominously. The other trick-or-treaters seemed to steer clear of the final house, but our curiosity got the better of us. The house loomed before us, a Victorian relic with ivy-covered walls and a wrought iron gate that creaked open, as if beckoning us inside. A dim light flickered in the window, casting eerie shadows on the overgrown lawn. I could feel a chill running down my spine, but Jake and I were too caught up in the excitement to notice. Hesitant but determined, we approached the front door adorned with cobwebs and a weathered welcome mat. I knocked, the sound echoing through the silent night. Moments later, the door creaked open, revealing a figure cloaked in darkness. The only visible feature was a gnarled hand, extending a silver bowl filled with an assortment of candies. As we reached for the treats, the figure whispered in a voice that sent shivers down our spines, "Choose wisely, for your fate depends on it." The cryptic words hung in the air, and a sense of foreboding settled over us. Ignoring the warning, we each grabbed a handful of candies, thanked the mysterious host, and made our way back into the night. The moment our feet left the porch, the air changed. A spectral fog enveloped Willow Street, and the houses seemed to shift and warp. Jake's cheerful laughter turned into a nervous chuckle, and my playful banter fell silent. I felt a weight on my chest, as if the candies we had chosen held a secret we were yet to discover. As we continued down the street, the houses transformed into monstrous shapes, their windows glowing with an otherworldly light. Shadows danced along the sidewalks, and the once familiar streets now felt like an intricate maze leading us deeper into the unknown. The fog thickened, and the atmosphere grew more oppressive. A distant sound, like the echo of ghostly footsteps, followed us. Panic set in as we quickened our pace, the candy-filled bags swinging wildly in our hands. As we stumbled through the fog, Jake suggested taking a shortcut through Blackwood Park, a decision that would prove to be our undoing. The park, usually a haven for families during the day, had transformed into a nightmarish realm. The trees whispered secrets, and the wind carried an unearthly melody. We stumbled through the darkness, the spectral fog swallowing us whole. Suddenly, we found ourselves at a clearing where the moon cast an eerie glow. In the center stood the mysterious figure from the haunted house. Cloaked in shadows, the silver bowl, now empty, reflected a haunting visage. With a chilling smile, the figure spoke. "The candies you chose hold the key to your destiny. Choose again, and choose wisely." Fear gripped us, but we had no choice. With trembling hands, we reached into our bags and selected new candies. As the candies touched our tongues, the world around us shifted. We were no longer in Blackwood Park, but in a desolate realm where twisted trees and ghostly apparitions surrounded us. The figure vanished, leaving us stranded in a nightmarish dimension. Haunted by our choices, we stumbled through the eerie landscape, searching for an escape that seemed impossible. The fog thickened, and the ghostly footsteps echoed, a reminder that the candies had bound us to a fate we couldn't escape. As Halloween night unfolded in Maplewood, without a trace of our presence, the mysterious house at the end of Willow Street stood silent, its secrets hidden in the shadows, waiting for the next unsuspecting trick-or-treaters to face the consequences of their choices. Halloween night in the small town of Shadowbrook was the kind of spooky experience teenagers like me, Jake, lived for. Dressed as a makeshift zombie, I teamed up with my best friend, Alex, who rocked a convincing vampire look. The moon hung low, casting an eerie glow on the streets as we set out for a night of trick-or-treating. Our excitement was contagious as we navigated the dimly lit streets adorned with jack-o'-lanterns. The air buzzed with laughter and the rustle of leaves, creating the perfect backdrop for a memorable Halloween. Little did we know, Our night of fun would take a chilling turn as we ventured into the quieter neighborhood at the edge of town. A mysterious figure caught our attention, a man, dressed in a tattered suit that seemed out of place among the playful costumes, lingered in the shadows. His face was hidden beneath a wide-brimmed hat, and a twisted grin played on his lips. A shiver ran down my spine as I exchanged uneasy glances with Alex. Attempting to shake off the eerie feeling, we continued our quest for candy, yet, every turn we took, the man appeared to be following us. The laughter that once echoed in the night now felt muffled, drowned out by the unsettling awareness that we were being watched. Our attempts to blend into the crowd proved futile as the strange man persisted. His footsteps echoed ominously, a haunting rhythm that matched the beating of our anxious hearts. We quickened our pace, convinced that it was just a Halloween prank gone too far. The night grew colder, and the once jovial atmosphere transformed into a cloak of unease. We decided to change our route, hoping to lose the persistent stranger in the winding streets. However, our every move seemed anticipated, as if he could read our minds. Alex suggested seeking refuge in a well-lit area, and we headed towards the lively town square. The vibrant festivities provided a temporary sense of security, but the mysterious man remained undeterred. He lurked in the outskirts, his presence a dark shadow on the festive backdrop. Desperation set in, as we debated whether to approach the authorities or find a way to lose him. Our nerves reached a breaking point when he finally stepped into the light. His face, twisted and contorted, bore an unsettling familiarity that sent a chill down my spine. The realization struck us like a lightning bolt. The man was not a stranger. He was the town's long-lost outcast, presumed dead after a tragic incident years ago. His vengeful gaze locked onto us, revealing the depth of his torment. Terrified, we sprinted through the town, the echoes of our footsteps drowned by his malevolent laughter. The once festive Halloween night had transformed into a nightmare, with the specter of the past haunting our every step. We sought refuge in the crowded town hall. Breathless and terrified, the man, a ghastly apparition from Shadowbrook's history, lingered outside, his twisted grin etched into our memories. The clock struck midnight, and the town fell silent, leaving us to ponder the horrors that unfolded on that Halloween night. A night when the past returned to reclaim its place among the living.